One minute, the world was bumping along to a pandemic-era Instagram dance-a-thon. The next, it stared at the wide-eyed face of a pale, freckled girl in a blizzard-white dress. She said cheerfully, "My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio." Sean Diddy Combs leaned in like a proud dad, corrected her surname twice, then kissed her cheek. Within hours, the clip ricocheted across every timeline. Within weeks, the girl was gone, scrubbed from photos, live streams, family Christmas cards, everything. People still argue about the moment. Was it an awkward joke, a publicity gimmick, or the first public crack in a fortress built on controlled optics? Either way, a single 90-second video opened a rabbit hole that keeps getting darker as Combs fights for his freedom in a New York courtroom today.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Oh, Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baron.
Ava Baron Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with me.
Hold that image, because by the end of this story, we'll trace every breadcrumb the internet has uncovered about Ava Baron Combs, the raid-powered trial that pulled her back into the headlines, and the bigger pattern prosecutors call coercive control. Diddy's real white party was supposed to feel harmless. Frothy music, celebrity DJs, kids sipping sparkling cider while the grown-ups toasted new Ciroc flavors. Halfway through the live stream, he beckoned Ava to introduce herself. She rattled off a dating app-style bio, age, zodiac sign, before he cut her off with nervous fatherly banter. Viewers spammed the chat. Why is she there? Adopted? Who jokes about adopting a kid on camera? Offline, Diddy's team framed it as a sweet skit. But longtime R&B singer Jaguar Wright, already unloading allegations about Combs' private white parties in Bangkok, Morocco, and Dubai, seized on it as proof of a darker pattern. Wright claimed those gatherings blurred the line between VIP glamour and child procurement. In 2020, fans still gave Diddy the benefit of the doubt until the live stream disappeared and Ava's name evaporated from his social feeds. No birthday shoutouts, no Thanksgiving candids, nothing. The silence felt deliberate, and the rumor mill went berserk. Months passed. TikTok sleuths clipped the video, zoomed in on Ava's eyes, and asked the inevitable, was she missing? A side-by-side comparison popped up. Ava Baron Combs versus Ava Grace Baldwin, a 6-year-old Texas girl who vanished in 2015. The resemblance was eerie enough to spark Reddit mega-threads about child swaps, secret payoffs, even stolen identities. Then TMZ weighed in with court document receipts. No record of a legal adoption, no filed guardianship papers. Sources close to the Combs family insisted Ava's parents were longtime friends of Diddy's late partner Kim Porter. The kids had simply grown up like cousins. The adoption talk, they said, was just Puff being Puff. The clarification barely dented the panic. By now, federal investigators had raided Combs' Los Angeles and Miami mansions in a sweeping ST probe. Each new headline, guns seized, encrypted phones confiscated, witness lists sealed, fueled a theory that Ava's vanishing wasn't a misunderstanding, but a strategic disappearance. In early 2025, Diddy's twin daughters tried to calm TikTok by uploading a barn chic vlog. Soft focus fields, a horse stable session, cousin Eva munching trail mix in the back seat. For 42 seconds, Ava smiled shyly, then ducked out of frame. The caption, "She's alive, she's good, stop asking." But the cameo solved nothing. Commenters noticed Ava hardly spoke, avoided eye contact, and wore an oversized hoodie despite the summer heat. A day later, a different account, @Ava Baron Combs, posted melancholy selfies inside what looked like a motel room, hashtags number victim and number keep going. The phone's mirror reflection showed an older man in a baseball cap. Conspiracy TikTok exploded. Within 24 hours, the account vanished, reigniting questions about imposters, deep fakes, and whether Ava herself was sending coded distress calls. Even face-matching amateurs couldn't agree. Some frames matched Ava's freckles perfectly. Others looked like low-budget CGI. Either way, the internet's collective hunch grew louder. Something's off. While sleuths chased digital ghosts, prosecutors built a paper trail. Homeland Security agents testified that a March 2024 raid on Combs' Star Island mansion uncovered locked rooms, freak-off video vaults, and financial ledgers labeled house expenses that looked more like hush money logs. By May 2025, courtroom reporters called the case "Racketeering Meets Rockstar Culture." Counts include sex trafficking, interstate transport for immoral purposes, and coercing staff to facilitate illicit parties. Bail has been denied 3 times. A guilty verdict could mean life. The scandal isn't confined to Diddy. His son Christian King Combs faces a separate LA Superior Court suit for an alleged 2022 yacht assault. The complaint describes drug-laced cocktails and unconscious guests while staff scrambled for basic safety. Diddy is named as co-defendant for creating and encouraging an environment of debauchery. Producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, once a Combs Global insider, adds another layer. His February 2024 federal filing accuses the mogul of running a trafficking enterprise that shuttled unsuspecting young women, and sometimes minors, through his properties worldwide. As each lawsuit lands, Ava's cameo feels less like closure and more like evidence. If the household culture was as chaotic as litigants allege, who protected a minor cousin from the storm? Legal analysts frame Diddy's empire as less rockstar bacchanal, more textbook coercive control, a pattern of domination that rarely leaves bruises, yet binds victims tighter than steel. Survivors describe revoked phones, tracked locations, threats of leaked tapes if they spoke out. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit alleges exactly that atmosphere, and experts say children in such circles often become unintentional leverage. Unlike assault, coercive control isn't always spelled out in U.S. criminal codes, but prosecutors are threading it through existing racketeering statutes, framing Diddy's lavish parties and family-style image as lures for recruitment. If jurors buy that framework, every joke adoption looks less like playful chaos and more like grooming by design. Ava's brief stints on camera, silent, withdrawn, bookended by jokes about being picked up off the street, fit the coercive control mold. Isolate, relabel, present the new reality as salvation. Whether she was truly unsafe may never be public, but the optics alone illustrate how power bends narrative. Child advocates say cases like this reveal a blind spot. When celebrities blur the personal and promotional, minor companions become backdrops, not individuals. If Ava testifies, she could put a human face on an abstract legal theory and redefine how courts weigh vibe evidence in trafficking trials. So where is Ava now? The last confirmed sighting, stable vlog, hoodie, forced smile, suggests she's living quietly off-grid. Sources close to her biological parents say they've distanced themselves from the Combs dynasty since the raids, focusing on healing, but court order gags keep details sealed. Speculation that she'll appear in court gains traction every time the prosecution adds sealed exhibits. Reporters note an unnamed minor scheduled for closed-door testimony in the coming week. Defense lawyers call it trial by internet, yet the judge hasn't denied the motion to proceed under pseudonym, a sign something or someone delicate is on deck. TikTok still erupts with every phantom account claiming to be Ava. Investigators privately warn that some could be bad actors fishing for clout, others possibly part of witness intimidation campaigns. Even if she is safe, she's ensnared in a digital tug-of-war. Half the world wants her to expose a mogul, the other half wants her banished from the narrative so Diddy's brand can recover. For now, Ava remains the case's haunting question mark, a reminder that charisma can camouflage coercion and that the smallest figures in a celebrity orbit often carry the darkest secrets. If the jury convicts, Diddy's empire crumbles, but the verdict won't erase that 90-second clip or the internet's collective memory of a nervous girl on a billionaire's sofa. If he's acquitted, the clip still sits on hard drives worldwide as a cautionary meme, proof that in an always-on age, even the slickest myth-making machine can't outrun its own livestream. Either way, Ava's story, whatever the truth, is a litmus test for how we treat the blurred edges between fame, family, and exploitation. Did the world misread an innocent joke? Or did social media witness the soft launch of a nightmare years before the subpoenas flew? Stick around, because the next testimony could land any day. And every answer so far has raised 2 new questions. Smash that bell, keep your receipts, and remember, in 2025, the scariest monsters don't hide under beds. They live stream from the living room.